Hello everybody, welcome to another video from me, Infinum. Hello. If you don't know me, I usually stream on Twitch, but I kind of want to return back to making some YouTube videos. So here we have a little bit different of a video because we can now make videos on a way bigger account than what I'm used to, so I can actually bring more in-game related content. And we are going to fight an opponent from Shadowlands Madclaw Castle. And he basically has a lot of things that we also have here. I go a little bit through his roster. This is a bit of a recording of what we did going through the battle. I actually had made an edit, and then I noticed that the quality of the game wasn't as good as I wanted it to be. But we can go instead for the Hot Utils report, and we can take a look at what this is all about. So you can take a look at, you know, mods. Apparently a little bit green in there, which isn't too bad. We have more Omis than he does, but we have 2 Omicrons that are on New Boba. He does have, I think he had 1 on New Boba as well, but I don't know if they were both on New Boba. Anyway, you can see that we both have all Galactic Legends. You can take a look at the modding as you please, taking a look at certain things. I don't know if there's anything that really catches the eye in this personal list here. In here, you definitely can see that Darth Revan is 331, which is pretty easy to use troopers on. And he actually did something very interesting as far as troopers countering DR goes, so we'll go over that one in a little bit. And you can also see that he has a Relic 9 on General Kenobi, which is very useful to counter Relic 8 Piet, but in this case we do have Relic 9 Piet, so it's like it tries to counter and like prevent the Negotiator counter when you have a Relic 9. I guess here we can also see his defense. So he has a BAM team with New Boba and Fennec Shin. He has a Rey Resistance team, Lord Vader without any Maul, and then a DR team with Nest, so that's supposed to stop troopers. I think here, okay, I still show the top wall. I just don't know how far into the recording I went. So we have a crew first order, we have a Mon Mothma Rebel Fighters team, we have a GG Nuke team, which is a pretty popular team nowadays, and also a Nute squad. So we'll see how we can go through all of these teams. I'm going to fast forward a little bit, and our first counter is going to be the one that has been announced to be part of some nerfs. This is going to be the SLKR Double Night Sister and Watt counter. So here the goal is to give Tank Tech to SLKR, give Mad Pack over to Daka, and you want to keep her alive as long as possible. And then you kind of have some different roles to give over to these characters. So I'm just kind of going to explain this counter as if, you know, I have never talked about it before because I haven't. Although we had like an SLKR Watt armor video right after release of Maul. But basically you have a couple of goals here. Zombies basic is going to apply tenacity down. Daka's basic applies stun. Whenever they're stunned, Kylo will get more siphon, but more importantly, his AoE acts as a dot cleanse to keep Daka alive and healthy, and that is pretty much the goal of this. If you can keep Daka alive and healthy, you're good, because she keeps Zombie alive, and if Zombie's alive, all of that damage that Lord Vader is putting out is not going over to your Supreme Leader Kylo, it's going over to Zombie, and you know, his AoE gets a little bit more threatening as time goes on, but your Kylo Ren also ramps up a lot to the point where he can really deal with some serious stuff. So yeah. Right now you just have ramp jobs, so you cleanse dots on Daka with your basic, and Kylo just ramps up as much as you can. Try to spam the cleanse as much as you can too with Kylo. Just ramp up. I think sometimes it's better to ult right away, so I should have ulted a bit earlier because I don't think I was. I think I was below 60% ult charge before. But you kind of just want to keep Daka without any kind of dots, just so she doesn't die. Especially with that Darth Vader in there too. He likes going into Merciless. When he goes into Merciless, takes a bunch of turns in a row, which is kind of helpful for a timeout risk. And not only that, it's also extra dots that he's applying. A well-timed Calling Blade on Daka can actually be lethal on Daka. She doesn't really, well, there's a couple of issues, right? So Lord Vader can prevent revives, and if Darth Vader puts enough damage into Daka where she dies from dots after Cullen Blight, she doesn't come back, and that's a big problem, so you don't want to deal with that. Anyway, at this point, Kylo's looking kind of ramped up. I feel like I did a poor job of ramping up earlier. But yeah, Kylo is starting to kill stuff, and that's usually pretty good. There I should have probably healed with Daka as well, because look at that Wat Tambor, but heal over time does just fine. And to a certain extent, I'm just spamming cleanse, spam basic. Probably should use more the protection up move than I do. But most importantly, you want to play fast. You want to make sure that you don't time out. And as long as you're not timing out, you're fine. I haven't really timed out in this battle at all, so you know, keep them away. You'll be fine. Eventually, once they nerf SLKR counter, which I don't know how long it will take them to do it. They've said some things like, for example, we're aware that Darth Vader counters Rey a little bit too reliably, and they changed that like 1 year afterwards, right? Who knows if that's the scenario? I don't imagine so, but we'll see. And then we also had like the shadow buffs, the GMK and stuff like that, so... But yeah, at this point you're kind of just hoping that Kylo does a massive crit, like that one, 500k on Lord Vader, and you're just like, yeah, let's get him down. There you go, 62 banners, you get the +10 for the first attack. So a battle is, you know, always a little bit more than that. Here, I don't know how I'm sure I am on what I'm going to use as counters, so let's fast forward a little bit. Okay, we decide to use troopers on DR. Okay, this is really interesting. So Nest was a little bit like 250-ish speed, and she didn't have full health primaries. So the way we play this one is we go after Bastila first, and we don't have rage here, we don't want assists, but we have Piet going, we have start giving buffs, Dark Trooper giving turn meter to the team. Let's just basic on Bastila, we don't need to do any mass assists, we don't want to proc Malik's taunt. We kill Bastila, and now we're gonna go for Death Mark on Marauder. So the idea of going for Bastila, Sean Fallen here, is to just get a quick kill, go over to Marauder, Death Mark him, get him out, so he's no longer a problem. Here you go, there's Death Mark. And that finishes off Marauder. Now, basic on DR, sure. I was like, do I just punch DR? I'm gonna try punching Nest, and we actually got really close to killing Nest, but not quite. And usually with this mass assist, I like doing it on Malik. We have like 20 stacks of Emperor's Trap. Usually it kills Malik, so I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna do it. And here, actually, I don't know, did I do an AoE? Did I basic Nest? Maybe I need basic Nest, yeah. Okay, at this point I was like, okay, Nest is too far gone, we can't do this. So the only other thing here when you want to do this now is you mark Death, because you can stun on basic after they're dazed. So, you know, you're kind of relying, you have 31 Empress Trap. Oh, hold on. We're not forfeiting. We're getting select option just so I can put this on auto basic. And you're putting this on auto basic because you don't want to get too much turn meter with your buffs, because you have Stark in the team. He removes turn meter from Nest as well whenever he's taking a turn. You're going to be a little bit careful, but now you get the stun on Nest, whatever. You're going to wait until Nest takes her turn. Manually, you just want to take a little bit of a look on Nest to see if you can get her kill on her or not. Yeah, here I'm just a little bit worried. But yeah, you can kind of just handle Nest, it's fine. Now here she comes out. Boop. Out. No problem. 62. I'll take it. Especially since Nest is supposed to be a little bit of a problem for us. We handled that quite nicely, so... here. Oh, okay. Yeah, this battle I didn't want to risk at all. I went very minimal on risks, so... Here we have GA S2 first against BAM with New Boba with Fennec Shen. So when you're playing this battle, I mean, it's really easy. You can't really go wrong. Your first priority target should be BAM because he is the damage dealer. He also has the DI, can stall out the battle a little bit longer. Once you get him out, it's really easy. The thing about Beskar Mando is that, in particular, once he gets his 20 birds, he can ignore taunt, and he can hit whoever he pleases. More often than not, he doesn't even hit gas. So when he does his birds on your clones who have like no protection, like Rex here, they're just immune to that damage, and it's completely wasted. And gas is a terrific counter to BAM for that same principle. But yeah, like this battle is very easy to pilot. Unfortunately, you don't. There's not a lot of skill in this one. You can't get yourself to save any banners at all. You can't really get protection back. You can't do much more than that. I guess there would be some skill if you could, I don't know, get gas to go down and then get him back up. But it's always going to be a 60 banner win under this new format. You know, you play through it, you kill stuff, you go for it. Kill Queel, get rid of the stat share, get rid of New Boba, get rid of Fennec. She does some decent damage, and I'll just go for IG. Not much more you can do. I really think if you wanted to stall it out that much, maybe you could recover one banner, but you kind of risk losing even more, so no point. There you go. So that's our 60 on gas. Here, oh yeah, I was looking at his Ray, offense Ray, bit unsure. What do I do? We go with Mirror. Mirror match on Ray by choice, but it's actually not that terrible on banners. We actually did above average on banners. Well, shit, I guess we're spoiling the battle, but okay, so how do we play this? We kind of want to get Inspire over to both bros, and after we stun Hero Finn here, we want to be careful with a couple of things. In particular, I'm just basicing putting stealth out there. Reason for this is because I don't particularly want to trigger Ray's Whirlwind. I'll let her do that on her own. But I didn't want, I wasn't really considering that. I just want to stay myself safe and whatnot. So kill Hero Finn. Holdo got out of taunt. She was under stealth too, and then she procced the taunt for whatever reason. And that happened. That was a bit unfortunate. Not really sure what I could have done to prevent that. Guess I would have to bring someone that wouldn't taunt in that situation. I don't know if I did like an AoE with Finn. No, it was just Whirlwind, so you know, a bit unfortunate, but you just want to keep your Hero Finn alive. Oh yeah, that's another option as well. When you're doing the Ray Mirror, you want to make sure that you ult right after she does. So in this scenario here, I had the faster Ray, and I opted, okay, I'm gonna miss out on my first ult. I'm gonna wait for Ray to do her ult, because now you take, you know, 4 damage from her ult, and you do this much damage to her, right? Not a problem. Here, let's just go over to Poe. Let's try to proc as much damage immunity as we can. Here, I'm just going to give the 3 Inspire stacks back to Ray. She does her Whirlwind on Hero Finn because he's a high priority target. So keep Finn with Lifeblood, and you're kind of good from here. Buff immunity kind of sucks because I did stealth everyone. But yeah, okay, here we killed JTR, and now there's just a lone Ray against our team. Not a problem. There we go. We tank the Whirlwind. She's gonna ult for sure. Here up to basic to try to go for banner recovery or something. Doesn't work out, but that's fine. We ult after her. She'll do her damage. Definitely don't swap turn meter there. That would have been terrible. But you do this. Boom, boom, boom. 61. Not too bad. I mean, you know, 61. I've definitely seen worse, so works out. There you go. So through to the back wall. What do we have? JML in the back. I was very surprised by seeing Jedi Master Luke in the back. That was just not something I counted on. Dash, really good team. Maul, Mandos. No one really fast in that squad as well. Dash is only 300, so I wasn't, you know, too concerned. But there's a pretty good dash counter. I'm pretty sure that's what I used, but we'll get there in a bit. Here in the top zone, yeah, so we had the Nutes, we had the crew, we had the GG Nuke, and you have the Mothma. So we'll see how I deal with these teams in just a bit. I guess we can fast forward a little bit. The pros of having streamed this. I have done already round 2, but I'm just coming back to record. Oh, I remember this battle. Oh boy, this was grim. Okay, so here's ZP. My Mars Gear 11. And, well, you know, I was a little bit basic, so I wasn't sure my first call would kill Maul. So I go for dots. Call Maul. Pathetic damage. Maul is too thick. And that was a little bit problematic. That's okay. Short tanking it like a boss. Not a huge problem that Shango's auto-cleansing himself. The big problem was just, you know, not killing Maul. Maul is on 5 stacks as well because of the counterattacks, isn't it? So, you know, it can look a little bit unfun in just a bit if we don't get to call Maul sooner rather than later. And given my reaction, you can see where this is going. Yep. It goes for Mara, and then Shore. Glad we brought him aboard, because Shore played the pivotal role here in me not getting completely wrecked, because this could have gone to crap real quick. And I was really concerned with the battle at this point. I just have Tarkin, I just have EP, I have Darth Vader, and I'm like, yikes. But we got a couple more stuns, get some more debuffs going. AoE, let's stay... Yep, immediate merciless. You can see how quick I was playing that. I was just... Ooh, every little bit of nervousness was in there. So I go for dots on Django, and I'm like, okay, I gotta kill Maul. Okay, I do kill Maul. All right, we're good. They all died to dots there between Canderous and Sabine. I'm not worried with Sabine anymore. Not worried with Canderous. Django does a rocket over to Django, but sorry, Django does a rocket over to Vader, but all good in the hood. At the end of the day, that's all that matters. And this was a very nasty battle. Very, very, very nasty battle. But yeah, 55 banners. So, okay, we move on. We move on. It's fine. It's done. No longer a problem. Okay. Oh yeah, so here, Sith Eternal against Mon Mothma. I guess, okay, you gotta link Kyle Katarn, you gotta link Pow as well. I was just checking win rates, I guess. Still unsure of myself. That's always me. I'm always unsure, but you know, gotta make some good plans. But yeah, so when you're doing this battle, definitely link Kyle Katarn, especially if he's Relic, because his damage output is the most threatening in the team. And then the second link, they do a lot of, you know, paper cut damage. They're not really gonna kill you at all. Only Kyle Katarn has the potential to do with his second ability, with the big saber throw. But I link Pow because he's gonna get a lot of turn meter. But yeah, Nuke. You have Kara and Scout usually standing after your first nuke. And yeah, this is fine. Then you link Kara, you link Scout, you basic where you've got a basic, and then you nuke again, and you'll be fine. Ideally, you just don't basic on Kara then, but she'll be taunting all the time, so you can't really prevent that. You probably kill Kara here. I mean, I probably kill... Oh, okay. So she's no longer taunting anymore, getting a lot of abilities. Okay, I decided to finish Kara. But yeah, you kind of gotta be mindful of that. There's Scout. I didn't even choose to do the big nuke, but I could. And Sith Eternal Emperor reigns over rebels in the Jedi Council. Yep, that makes a lot of sense. Anyway, GG Nuke, I just know what I'm gonna use here, so I just pull up my CLS and go for it. So GG Nuke, you can straight up shoot GG, but I like shooting T3 first just in case. But you know, that can happen where GG just dies from counterattacks. This happens more often than not if you have a good amount of tenacity on your team. That includes tenacity Wookiees and a bit of tenacity and CLS to spread over to the team. That just, you know, really ridicularizes the target locks from GG, and you know that happens, so makes the battle very easy to deal with. Alright, so we move on to the next battle. I don't really know what I did. Oh, okay, yeah, I took a bit of a while on how do I do GML mirror, you know? I haven't done one of these in a while, and I was wondering how cheap I could go. And I didn't go too cheap, I just went with what I could, and yeah, F-Flux, get the ability blocks going. I'm not sure what I did. I was worried with Zerus because of her critical stipulation, critical hit stipulation with the Zated, with all of that healing, but yeah, Luke's done. And now I think I just decide to start coining stuff around. Yeah, kill Zerus via coin. I was a little bit worried with that, 100%. But just kill. Beautiful. Yeah, so I kill Zerus. A little bit worried with GML, F-Luxing, so I increase his cooldown, so he's no longer a problem for me. And from here, I kind of just give turn meter to JKR because he avoids taunt. Let's mark Yadi Mundi, so you get rid of their damage dealer. Give this over to Jedi Knight Luke. Kim is out, and here I'm just giving buffs over to JKL. I'll kill the odds with the coin damage. This is the benefits of Relic 9 GML. He hits so hard. And yeah, here I think I get some banners back on Hoda. We have the foresight to dodge the F-Lux. It's just, you know, perfectly. Everything went perfect in this battle. You land the ability block on GML at the start to prevent the F-Lux, then you cooldown increase him, and then you get a AoE foresight to dodge all of his F-Lux stuff. It's just, you know, phenomenal. No issues at all, and this is just a beautiful banner win. And there you go. 65. And we're through to another team. Let's find out what we get next. Yeah, that's Dash. And oh, yeah. Okay, so I read in Marauder, but Sith Trio is stupid solid against Dash. They just have no burst damage to kill your Dash, your Sith Trio. And you're just not worried. They're never going to kill you. And eventually Nihilus is going to do his thing. Trey can actually get a little bit irritated and start doing some serious damage as well. Counterattacks on Vendor are not helping him out, but, you know. Isolate, L3, kill Vendor, then work on Dash, work on young boys, and you'll be fine. The young, you know, the young brothers, how do you call this? Just young Lando and young Han. Just don't let them do too much damage to you, but I like, you know, you kind of need some solid relics for them to actually oppose the Sith Triumvirate. But, you know, this is all in their control. What are they going to do? It's just very easy to go through this fight, especially Gear 12. These guys are not really going to put up the burst that they need to prevent Sith Trio on this. But yeah, I still brought in Marauder just for safety because I was feeling like I could have the extra safety and actually feel that Marauder is kind of useful. And he is, absolutely. All right. Oh yeah, there was this thing. Yep. In here against Nute, I bring in... Okay, I could have just brought in the 4, but I brought in Shock for some extra safety. You can absolutely do this battle with just the 4. How do you play this? Well, it's pretty easy, right? Bad Batch is stupid good against Separatists. You just go for the days. You can even have Dooku going in here. Ah, yes. Having Shock is actually cool for this reason. Because now you can just pass the turn over to tech a little bit faster, just in case Dooku is fast enough to cut off your tech, but... Go for stuns, and you're kind of good from here. So I have my Wrecker modded in a way where he is faster than Hunter, so I can do this TM swap and then go straight into defense up with the 2-turn stun. And this is like game over. Here I'm getting rid of V1 because B2 is dazed. And this is probably a really optimal way of playing this battle, actually. This is very clean. From here, work on B2. Yep, and this is actually really clean. Nute will do his extortion, you pay the extortion, I think heal up Wrecker as well with those buffs. Always remember with Bad Batch, the more buffs you get, the more healing you get, so it's kind of really fun. With Echo's unique, it's like you get a buff, you gain protection and health back, you apply a debuff, they lose health and protection. It's really cool. And then here we get BH, and that was not sure, I don't know what I used. Oh, did I use Ami Qui-Gon? Okay. Alright, I used Ami Qui-Gon on this. And I used JK. Did I spend Chem as well? Oh, I did. Yikes. I went total overkill on this one because I was like, oh, with first round with Qui-Gon nerf, what are we gonna do? And I just have him on offense, just chilling in here and doing nothing. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just use him. And, you know, you can kind of expect his banners to be bad, but, you know, they weren't great at all. I can guarantee you that. Maybe I had a better banner option, but ultimately it's okay. It's okay because, you know, it's okay, right? What are they gonna do? Kill my Anakin? They can't. That Qui-Gon is just chilling in there. No particular reason that Qui-Gon is chilling more there than any other character. I believe it's just AI not targeting Qui-Gon for whatever reason, and you know, that's beneficial. You're not killing your Qui-Gon. You can just live life all happily and whatnot. But this is actually an extraordinarily expensive GMI squad. I mean, if you want to make it more expensive, you just put like GK instead of Ale, and that's just as much as you can do, really. Like, Jesus. Yeah, and that's a 58. That's trash banners, we're stupid expensive comp, and you dumped an Omicron on that thing, so... as far as my thoughts go on Omicron, Qui-Gon, I do think that they didn't really need to refund it. This is more what the Omicron should have looked like. at release, but clearly it was doing a little bit too much damage than what they wanted. Anyway, so he has Executor, and this round I was like, well, he has Relic 9 GK, Relic 8 Executor, and I'm honestly really... I'm embarrassed to show this one. So I did the no Houndstooth lineup because I was like, okay, I'm going to put my Houndstooth on defense just to make one of my fleets more complicated. Or at least attempt to. And I'm going to try out this mirror match because, you know, I did this once in Arena, kind of went all right, and I heard that good things about this battle. Let's do it. Let's try it out. Turns out nobody told me that. Well, in all fairness, I didn't do enough testing, right? That's why you gotta do things that you know that work. You know, nobody told me you needed your Razor Crest to be faster, or at least I lost a coin flip at most, and I was like, okay, all right, this is like using a Malevolence, except my opponent doesn't have any of these issues to deal with. And I'm just, you know, extremely embarrassed at this point. I just know what's going on, and like in my head, I'm like just so embarrassed. I'm so upset of what I did, and that I lose this battle at this point. And I'm just like trying to cut losses at this point. I'm just playing quick. I'm just like, I can guarantee you that inside I'm just like, shit, what the fuck did I just do? But you know, we kind of just, you know, we accept it. We did a mistake, a tactical mistake. Let's go through with it. Let's see if we can set up a cleanup on this thing. Let's heal IG because they didn't do the mass assist yet. They did a heal. And this is actually kind of important to count. When you're fighting an Executor, you want to count this. You have them doing mass assist, reinforcement, heal, reinforcement, mass assist. So we didn't get to the second reinforcement cycle, so mass assist is still on cooldown. Sorry, it's not on cooldown, they can't use it, so I bring in my rebels to 2-tap this, and look at the Executor's first move. It was going to be the second reinforcement that they were going to do now. They don't have the mass assist, they're just basic. It's very important to count that. Particularly important when you're doing territory wars, because your teammates might, your guildmates might have to hit that kind of shit. But anyway, here we go for a cleanup with rebels on exec. And I prioritize keeping bigs alive than actually doing damage over to Xanadu, because we get it anyway. It's just more important to keep your ships alive, and we can kind of go from there. But yeah, here I think I just tend to do basics. Get rid of taunt. We don't have breach on our ships. That way we can kind of go around Houndstooth. And I bring in Cassian. I was just like, all right, Cassian, Bistan, where are you? Okay. And we leave Razor Crest for last. Let's kill the other ships, because Razor Crest is a very thick ship to go through. So, you know, we leave that for later. And now I can go after Razor Crest. Now it's fine. No problem. So you do outmaneuver. You get your turn meter. Go basic. Let's keep rolling. No particular issue here. Yeah, I kind of got a mass assist on Houndstooth, I guess. But it's fine. Like, you can kind of live with this. And then we want to go back to Razor Crest, and we just leave Houndstooth for last, pretty much. That's the only goal here. And yeah, alright. So they go after Biggs. Get him out. A little bit unfortunate. You really don't want to lose Biggs. Here, just basic. I'm trying to get those Falcon assists, but they were just not coming through. No. Boba comes in, does a special, a little bit annoying. Don't really have a buff to spell right now either, other than Milf's basic, I guess. And there you go, there's the dispel. And here I'm just like, alright, let's get rid of him. Beautiful. Well done. And I just need another one. Ah, okay, I have breach on Rebel Wowing. I can't deal with that right now. And I really want to work on Slave 1, so I just do AoE, because I can't get rid of that taunt. Mass assist, they hit contract, they do seismic charge. And this is actually problematic. We're on one turn away from our ult. And here I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna heal my Y-Wing instead of calling an extra ship, which I don't know if it's actually a mistake or not, because they're actually really close to ultimate too. Once they usually hit like the star locks and lock breach as well, you need to be very aware of what's going on. And yeah, that happens. When you lose your capital ship, it gets a lot more difficult, but you know, you kind of just try to go through and live life dangerously. You do your thing, and you kind of just go along, kind of watching what's unfolding. And yeah, we up to basic. Yep, keep trying to go through the Houndstooth, but yeah, this is just gonna be one for the ride. AoE on Slave 1 would be great to maybe finish it. I think here the second ability from casting dispels all of that protection up and buff, so we do that. And I'm just waiting impatiently for my AoE so I can get over to Slave 1 and nuke it, but we'll see how this part goes. There you go, Seismic Charge does a lot, and I'm just like, okay, I need to get Slave 1 out. And I get Slave 1 out, but I know I'm not getting Houndstooth out at this point. I think I figured that out a little bit earlier than, you know, just in time. Because here I go for Shield Disruption, I believe I land it, and then I'm like, oh yeah, this is good, I can still nuke through this. No, I can't, it cleanses itself. And then it's like, you know what, let's just find the spot with Executor when it burns cooldowns to a point where you're actually kind of okay with it. And here they just dumped heal and they just dumped the heal and the mass assist. So I was just like, you know, I'm good. I'm a basic. I'm gonna let this time out. I'm definitely okay with this. I can just live through it. And yeah, that's kind of okay. So that's just a lone Houndstooth to deal with. And I'm like, all right, we're gonna Raddus this. And I'm even a little bit more concerned with this than I should in regards to ships that also apply buff immunity. And so, you know, I brought in a couple of extra reinforcements there just to help out if needed. But anyway, so you kind of just want to keep the ships alive as long as you can, buff around, do as much damage over to Houndstooth as you possibly can. And then I had a couple of buff immunity generators in here. You of course have the raw damage from the Falcon as well, but the ultimate from Raddus will apply buff immunity. And then TIE Fighter's special also applies buff immunity. So I kind of had a couple of conditions. Resistance pilots, third ability, I think dispels buffs. The second one applies double expose. You got some tricks up your sleeve with this. To clean up a lone on Sith, but you know, by no means is this particularly difficult. Absolutely not. But yeah, I just wanted to make sure that if the buff immunity doesn't land from Raddus, that, you know, that I could kind of live life through as well. But yeah, there you go. Big ult, get out Executor, we don't need you. And there you go, buff immunity lands. Look at that turn meter though. But TMR, and you can just go through this ship like it's nobody's business now. Easy up. And it's fine, but it sucks. You had to spend 3 fleets, one of them Executor, to kill an Executor. So you can see what kind of evil madness we went through in fleets with that call. Definitely one that I'm not repeating ever again. That's for sure. I don't like that lineup one bit. And I was like, you know, I went too cute on defense by trying that, and don't do it. Relic 9 with Houndstooth is definitely easy enough to the point where I didn't need to mess it up and make it hard on myself. Anyway, so here we're gonna put Hunted on Vader when you're doing the Finalizer counter. And I just tried a basic Marauder, right? Just go for the stun. Beautiful. And I don't see any reason to not call Silencer. We're gonna try to get Marauder out before he does any weird stuff. We're gonna get the daze, which sucks, but at least you nuke Marauder. Really went well with the beat, actually. But you kind of want to access Vader as soon as you can. Get him out. We have daze on Silencer, can't really give buffs to it. Actually, I think here I still give turn meter to Shuttle, maybe? Not sure. Do I do it? Yeah, just because it still gets advantage over on Silencer, and then AoE gets some dots over on Vader, and then Sarge to kind of try to keep your first order ships intact. He's a really great reinforcement with the Finalizer just to keep your ships where they should be. Give this over to Silencer. Did I try to nuke? Yes, that happened. I don't know if it would have been enough for the kill, but you can tell that I wasn't happy with that. And keep going, keep going, keep going. Here I was looking into a way of getting rid of that buff immunity on Sarge. No way. So, you know, it's actually kind of lucky that they decided to go with that big nuke on Sarge. But yeah, let Silencer do Silencer things. We have offense down. so I didn't go for the big hit. If we had offense up or something, we'd definitely get that kill, but otherwise. Here I don't know if I want to ult or if I want to call reinforcement or just basic. And I choose basic because there's a ton Vader and you're like, you know, I'ma work with that. That's okay. Silencer's ramped up enough. Here I heal Sarge. He loses buff immunity, and we're good. Like, Silencer ramped up long enough to actually kill things, which is great. And yeah, I'm thinking we're good. But look at that buff immunity again on Sarge, and look at how close the Chimaera is to its ult. I think by me saying this, you're gonna get into, you know, what I'm thinking as well. And what I'm thinking is gonna happen. Buy counter, it's all gone. Rest in peace. But, you know, very messy battle again. You know, Silencer was ramped up enough, but that bomber dodge earlier in the battle really cost us. But, you know, that happens. Whatever. What can you do? What can you do? Have a better Executor strategy so you can Malev this. That would have been a better thing to do. But anyway. Anyway, you sometimes you gotta upload the things where you play well. You gotta upload the things where you played poorly. You gotta cringe at yourself where you played poorly, so you don't repeat that again. And we have the Empire cleanup as well because I set Nego and Exec, so I kind of just wanted to give him a hard time. In fleets. Oh, actually, sorry, no, we didn't set Nego Exec, right? We set Nego in Malev. I did a Malev with Houndstooth. We'll get there in a bit, but yeah. At this point, I just know I need to get rid of TIE Bomber. If I get rid of TIE Bomber, this fleet is not particularly difficult. And yeah, this mirror match is actually really annoying. And you can guess how annoying this battle is when the ultimate increases cooldowns on the enemy capital ship. And it starts with preloaded turn meter, and you have the exact capital ship, so you know that they're gonna ult before you do. So you're kind of just relying on advantage from having a better lineup at this point, because the capital ship is so far ahead from you that it really is huge advantage. But anyway, get rid of Bomber, and now it's just stally ships. They have some mechanics to stay around alive for a little bit longer. You know, with Gauntlet healing, with Scimitar putting stealth, with Shuttle healing. You know, I find that Gauntlet is the target that I need to get rid. But, yeah. Bring in Shuttle, get some healing as well out of myself. And at this point, I think I'm trying to look at a way of salvaging Bomber, because I know that he's gonna ult soon. And I'm a bit worried with that, but I just know I can't do anything. Vader pulling in some big hits there on their Gauntlet as well. Go for the AoE. Daze, dodge, buy Bomber. What can you do? You know, watch, learn, do something, kill things. Yeah, that's how that goes. I'm like, hey, reinforcement. Oh, no ult. Ah, crap, basic. Yeah, sure. Yeah. But at least we get to ult next turn, and we get to kill things ourselves. And that's good. Here, that basic from Vader should have gone elsewhere, but, you know, he'll get rid of him. Get rid of him. Get rid of him. But yeah, that's pretty much gonna be the way this one goes. I guess I should have used the special there with Vader first, but it's fine. It's fine. Terrible fleet play. Ground play was awesome. Fleet play was garbage. Garbage, 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 garbage. But let's take a look at how my defense is held, shall we? So this is my back wall. And here at this point, I had a JMK cat in the back, which hopefully tripped him off. And Geos, JTR. Do I show the rest of the zones here? Or do I have to go in-game? I don't have in-game booted up. Okay, I think I show the rest of the zones. Please, please. Oh, I'm calculating. How many banners does he need? Okay, let's see. Yeah. Maths, yep. 210, just counting things, right? Oh, I already did that. Average 3. Okay, so he needed 64.3 average, so 264 is 165 is all he needs. And I was like, you know, that's kind of doable. But I can spoil you. I'll let you know. He couldn't clear JMK Cat. He took 3 attempts and he couldn't do it, so he won. So no matter how terrible my fleet display was, it went out fine, but I shouldn't have had that type of issues in fleet. Let me just see if I at least show the defenses here. Oh yeah. Yeah, that part was pretty bad. Because otherwise I gotta go to the beginning of the recording, and that's exactly what I gotta do. Because I think I have them here. Yeah, okay. We do. Beautiful. Alright, so this is my bottom wall. We had LV, Maul, Thrawn, RG, Storm. 3 battles, so... honestly, I think he used SLKR, battle went poorly, cleaned it up with GMK Cat or something, because he didn't beat GMK Cat, and he had GMK Cat for offense. GML was in the back wall, so he didn't have any other counter for GMK Cat. He had to have burnt it, or he used SLKR on another team here between the DR, which maybe he couldn't trooper, and between the GG, which, you know, maybe was a bit uncomfortable. Boba there is just a trash team, don't worry, no Omicron Zam, no nothing, it's just a trash team with relic leftover stuff. So that was my bottom zone. Top zone, what we have here, we have a Nute team. We had Django in there, and that actually held with Django, and I was very surprised. I think that was not something I was accounting for at all, but Django being a boss, doing Django things. Then we had BAM with Nest, you know, a classical team. If it's ever been a staple before in the game, it definitely was more now after all of the memes that we all know what they're all about. If you don't know what those memes are about, definitely ask in the comments. Someone will let you know what they're about. We had the Hux leftover first order team because, you know, I don't use SLKR with first order. I can just set Hux on defense. And then there's also Monmouth Mikhail because, you know, I'm not going to use them on offense. Let's let them do some thing on defense. So yeah, that's my defense. And then, yeah, I had Houndstooth with Malov. I kind of just wanted to see if that would trip up any of his counters, and if anything, it tripped up my own. And yeah, that's not something I can accept for the next time, and I'm kind of lucky that I kind of won this JC. So at least there was that. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you guys enjoy me commenting through these JCs. I'm gonna put some timestamps. Let me know if this is a kind of format you like to see. That is thorough. With timestamps, is this like something that's kind of bearable, because then you can kind of just browse through which battles you want to see? Is this something that you like watch at your lunchtime or something, because it's like 40 minutes of hardcore GAC? Just let me know how I can improve as well. And yeah, I have all interest into that going forwards. And we'll see you on the next video. I can guarantee that we had an absolute banger of a round in round 2. I can't tell you if it was a win or a loss, but I can tell you that was against a player that had 2 more million GP than us. He had the Star Killer as well, and I think we did a really great job with what we had. And what does that mean? Figure it out in the next one. Thank you guys so much for watching, and see you soon. Bye.